Hello, everyone. Hi. I am live today. Welcome, welcome. I'm double living, if you will. I'm on Instagram live and I'm on our Facebook page live. And I needed to go live because I got so much feedback on my latest blog post. It's been a while on me time. So I figured let's get on and talk about some stuff and why I decided to bring this up as a topic of discussion. So if you haven't seen it yet, check out my blog on my website. It's familyfitnessandwellness.com. And while you're there, you can also download some freebies that I have. 7 quick and easy meals to get you through the week for a busy week. If you're very busy, like I am most of the time, always scrambling to figure out what to feed my family, you can get that for free as well, and check out the latest blog post. So this week I decided to talk about finding ways to give yourself some much needed me time. We don't talk a lot about mental wellness. We talk about a lot of mental health lately. It's been trending lately, understanding different mental health issues that people experience. And along those lines, I was like, it's important to talk about mental wellness, right? So we are discussing things like giving yourself some downtime. It's not talked about enough, and it's really necessary. I believe that mental wellness is just as important as physical self-care. So even if you are exercising, eating well, sleeping well, you're feeling good about how you look, how you feel. It's also important to mentally be there and take care of yourself. Your mental well-being is just as important as your physical well-being, I believe. So some of the things that I realized that it's like if I don't eat well, I feel like crap. If I don't look my best, you just kind of feel not so great. Your confidence is kind of like down. And similar to if I'm not sleeping well, if I don't take a shower, I'm kind of like, right? So you're just kind of dragging through the day. And I think it's the same thing with your mental wellness. It's giving yourself some time to, let's take a step back. Let's recharge the battery. Let's figure out what I need at this moment, assess the situation, right? Take stock. And sometimes you need that several times throughout the day. I like to start my day with that. And I've found different ways to incorporate it throughout the day. How to get my, 3 deep cleansing breaths in has really allowed me to control certain situations that perhaps are getting away from me, whether it's work related or family related. They're all stressful situations that sometimes you just need to kind of take a step back, and that's really important to be able to do that because it allows your mind to kind of say, hold on, let me think this through before I react in a way that maybe I don't want to react. But because the situation is taking a hold of me, your reaction is not necessarily what you would react if you were not so taken by it, or maybe if you had a chance to kind of take a step back and take a look at what's going on, your reaction may be different. So a lot of different reasons why it's important to take a minute, take cleansing breaths, stop, take care of yourself first before you try to engage or take care of others. I feel like if you don't have some type of self-care routine, how can you care for others? If your cup is empty, you can't possibly fill someone else's cup. So, along those lines, it's also physically beneficial, right? We have found out that taking some meditation, some cleansing breaths during the day, taking time to address your stress levels during the day can affect you physically. If you're somebody who's constantly anxious, if you're someone who's irritable, taking some breaths can help with the anxiety, that feeling of nervousness. Taking some time to kind of like I said, sometimes situations get away from you and you're feeling irritable and you just kind of be like, you know what, I need to just take care of me right now because I'm not feeling myself 100%. I know I can be better. And in order for me to be better, I need to take a step back. Stress. Stress is, goodness, it's the reason for so many different physical issues and conditions that we experience. I believe today there has been such an increase in demands in our lives when it comes to family, careers, social demands. It's like we're constantly on. Social media puts us on all the time. And it has increased the stress levels in many of our lives. And stress has been attributed to so many different physical conditions and issues that it's really important to address it. It's become to the point where your body is constantly in that stress amped up feeling that it never gets time to, to sit back and decompress. And that state of being physically drains you. It drains you to an extent that it becomes harmful to you, and your body begins to act in different ways, whether it's cardiovascular issues or skin issues, digestive issues. Probably the number one reason for a lot of digestive issues is stress related. I could tell you that as a example of myself. Had a lot of digestive issues due to my stress levels. And also the types of food that I was eating and so forth. But stress was a big contributor to that. And if you notice, if you eat angry, boy, man, that meal just doesn't sit right. If you're sad or upset or emotional about something, when you eat something, your digestion is just kind of like, it doesn't allow the body to digest the way it should in its natural state, unstressed state. So it's important to really think about how stress plays in your life and to really think about how you can address some of these issues by simply just taking, 30-second breaths. And that's it. Like, take 30 seconds in a stressful situation and see how that changes. And you will begin to see slowly but surely some life-changing things occurring. I started meditating in the mornings some time ago, and it has, it's really changed my outlook in life. It has really changed how I take on the day. It has really changed, to the point where if I miss a day, I can tell. I can totally tell. And my mind has gotten so in the habit of taking those few minutes in the morning to myself that it's kind of like I have an off day. It's like wearing two different color shoes. Like, you're just kind of like, you keep looking down like, oh, I can't, you just doesn't feel right. It just doesn't feel right, right? So it's become part of my day, part of my routine, really changing my mindset on how I look at things. I try to incorporate living a positive life and looking at positive things, because I feel as though if you have positive thoughts, that translates to positive beliefs, and that attracts positive experiences. So I really began to live that. It's not perfect, obviously. People get upset and negative things happen, but in trying to slowly really incorporate those positive habits in your life is you got to start somewhere. So it becomes critical, right, for a lot of reasons that I mentioned. I also noticed that with one of my youngest child, that she had a hard time in the morning. It was just like she just had a hard time. It was anxiety filled waking up and getting the day started. And her therapist was like, hey, why don't you try the breaths that we take when to calm her down during anxious situations. Try that in the morning and see how it works. So it's like, so sometimes when I go in and give her wake up call, I've got to do it like 2 or 3 times with all my children, not just her. But I'll go in and I'll say, it's time to wake up. I'll calmly wake her up. Even if I'm in a rush, I have to take a second and say, she can't get up this way because it's going to be the start of her day. That's how her day will roll out if I decide to wake her up in a stressed out situation. So I wake her up and I'm like, hey, do you want to take your breathing, your 3 breaths? And she's like, okay. I tell her actually 5, because she can't count the way I count. So I give her 5 breaths, and I'm like, do you want your calming bottle, so that she can kind of calmly ease into her day. She uses a calming bottle to help her with anxious situations and stressed out situations. And I noticed that when I start her day that way, she has a much better day, and a much better transition into getting up and getting ready in the morning. So some of the things that I do and I share with clients as part of my program, if you go online and you check that out on my website at familyfitnessandwellness.com, you can check that out. But you can also check out the freebie that I mentioned, the 6 quick and easy meals for you. But as part of my program that I share with my clients is allowing yourself to care for yourself mentally and making sure that you consider that time as sacred. Okay? Because if you don't consider that time as sacred, nobody else around you will. So it's important to find a space that's your space. That's your sacred space. For me, as funny as it may sound, at home, it's my shower. It is. And kind of everybody has kind of figured that out, that when I'm in the shower, because I meditate after my shower, I feel calmer after my shower. I feel like, I could take a breath, like I'm just taking care of myself. It's part of my self-care morning routine. So if you take care of yourself and you brush your teeth, you brush your hair, you put your makeup on, you take a shower, your meditation should be a part of that self-care routine. So I decided that that's where it was going to be. And everybody knows Mommy's getting ready. And part of my getting ready is taking my meditation time then and there. Even my husband knows if he has to walk in, he's kind of like really quiet and tries not to disturb what I'm doing because it's part of my routine. And he knows that I need that, just like he needs to brush his teeth and he needs to, brush his hair and what have you and take his shower. Like, I'm not going to stop him in the middle of that to do something for me or to answer a question. It's his time. So I think we've kind of had this agreement amongst everyone in the house that that's my sacred space. So find your space, whether it's at home or maybe you have to wait to do it when you're in the office or in the car or in a bathroom stall, wherever that sacred space is, find that space, and really protect it. It's important to protect that space. And then if you're just starting out, the second thing is to start small, right? So you're not going to be able to meditate for 15 or 20 minutes straight. It's just, it's hard. I mean, you might be able to, but it's just hard. It's hard to carve out 20 minutes a day when you've never done that before. But I guarantee you, if you can carve out 3 minutes a day, you will eventually extend that time because you'll enjoy it. You really will enjoy it so much. It's just so relaxing. It's so fulfilling and satisfying that you will begin to enjoy that time and it will extend eventually. So one of the things is I say, I do a breath count, right? So you breathe in, count to 5, hold it, breathe out, count to 5. That's 10 seconds. So if you do that 3 times, that's 30 seconds. And in any situation, if you go to your space and you're having a hard time, there's a stressful situation going on, there's drama, whatever, whether you're at work or at home, and you go to your space and you do those 30 seconds, 5 breaths in, 5 count, breathe in, 5 count, breathe out, and you do that 3 times, and you will find that it's a very cleansing time, and it it just calms the body. It tells your body, listen, relax, we can get through this. You don't have to be in this excited state. So it tells your body, it's okay. What's going on is manageable. I'm going to get through it. You don't have to protect me. It doesn't go into protection mode, right? Fight or flight. It's relax. This is not a fight or flight situation. This has just gotten stressed out. That's all. So let's decompress and let's move on with our day. So I started doing that in the morning, and then I would extend it to, 30 seconds, and it became a minute. Then it became 2 minutes. Then it became 3 minutes. And then I started breaking down my minutes into the first minute was, thinking of something positive. Like I was going to, say gratitude. For 1 minute, I wanted to think of something that I was grateful for. For 1 minute, I wanted to think about a goal that I have in mind, a vision. And for the third minute, I wanted to focus on an affirmation. I'm strong, I'm confident, I'm successful, I'm worthy, I'm enough. Anything that you feel you want to focus on, and it set out an intention for the day. right? So then I kept thinking about that during the day. My affirmation for the day: I'm strong, I'm strong, I'm strong, I'm confident, I'm confident, I'm confident. And all day long it was I'm successful, I'm successful, I'm successful. And over time it expanded, obviously. But if you can just start out with those 30 seconds, you know, 30 seconds is not going to make or break whether you're running late to work or what have you. It's 30 seconds. And then eventually you start to convince yourself it's like 1 minute. If I do this for 1 minute, really, is 1 minute going to make a big difference in me being late or not? Maybe if you're catching the train, possibly. But let me tell you, if you get there a minute later or a minute sooner, you're already running late. So what's an extra minute? And then it became 2 minutes, and it became 3 minutes. Then I would start to get up, 3 minutes earlier in order to allow myself an extra 3 minutes to me, for my meditation. And it just became a practice. And now it's like I give myself 5, 6 minutes, 9 minutes in the morning, whatever I can squeeze in. If I'm running late, it might be 5 minutes. If I'm not running late, it might be 10 minutes. If it's a Sunday morning, I'm giving myself a whole 15 minutes. It doesn't have to be where I do it, but pick a place, pick a space, start small, expand, and protect that time. Whatever time you decide to do that going forward, protect it. Be protectful of that time. This is my time. Like, I must brush my teeth. I have to brush my teeth in the morning, and that's your time to do that, right? Hopefully. I don't know. But protect that time as if you would anything else, like your bedtime, like your eating time, like you have to eat, you have to meditate. It's self-care. It's part of your self-care. The more importance you give that part of your self-care, the more you will be able to incorporate it as a habit into your life. So hopefully this has been helpful to you. I hope you guys enjoyed my me time story on my blog. It was a very interesting day. But I hope you guys enjoy it. So enjoy the rest of your lunchtime, everyone. Stay tuned. We've got a lot of stuff we're talking about. Next week I'll be here talking about a really interesting topic that we have all experienced. So that should be a really fun discussion. And feel free to hit me up with questions, comments, concerns. Thank you all for watching on Instagram and Facebook. So, and do you like the little heart, little filter thing? I thought self-care, self-love, I was feeling the love. So anyhow, I hope you enjoy it. If you get a chance, go to my website and check out my blog and read it. It's pretty funny. It's familyfitnessandwellness.com, and you can read my blog there, and you can also download some freebies on 7 quick and easy meals that you can do for the week. And maybe while your meal is cooking, you can meditate. Maybe while you're making dinner. I don't know. Anyway, peace and love to you all in health and wellness. It's Jen Martinez, and I'm checking out. Take care, everyone.